So last night I made a video asking for questions, and well, holy shit, I didn't expect to get 81 comments in the first night. So, I will try to answer as many questions as I can, but I want to keep the video short. So any questions I didn't answer, I will reply to anyway in the comment section of that video. I apologize for those of you who didn't make it into the video. It's just that there were so many that I didn't even expect that. So yeah, here we go. On with the questions. Dean the Wolfshaw asked, many questions actually, but I'll see if I can answer them all. Number 1. How did you get your name Kamex? Well, as I've answered a few times before, this is just the Japanese name for Blastoise, simply put. Anyway, how come you're that good at this style? I don't know if I'm even good at this style. Honestly, I kind of just do what sounds right to me. I don't know. What's my inspiration to make my style of music? The Guitar Hero for sure. I mean, once I've heard his music, I really wanted to make music more like his. So that was basically my main inspiration. I've also had other inspirations like Lugia Dialga because she used to post a lot back in 2013, and that definitely inspired me to make more music like hardcore and stuff. Number 4, do you listen to your tracks when doing other activities? The only times that I would listen to my own tracks is to try to analyze what I did before and try to improve on those things. Number 5, any other recommendations worth a follow? Quite a few people actually, like Lorb Shetty is definitely one person you should follow, and also Hoops and Hip Hop, he does some pretty good music too. And there's one person who's very underrated that I would definitely recommend. His name is Mix. He does some pretty good music too. So there's like 3 recommendations of people who are very underrated and you should probably check out like right now. NightGamerX asks, Kamex, don't you make your own music? Or do you just remix songs? Nah, either way, I mostly remix music anyway. Rani asks, why do you not remix Super Smash Bros? It has many good songs. I don't know why I never remix Super Smash Bros. Music. Nah, I'm just kidding. But anyway, well, I probably will do more in the future. I have no idea. It really just depends, you know, if the motivation is there for it. Pixelized Gamer asks, what was your first Pokemon game? Mine was Sapphire. Well, actually, my first Pokemon game was Pokemon Ruby. Rock Hawk Rockin' asks, what is your favorite plugin for your leads? Well, usually I use Harmless in FL Studio, and sometimes even 3X Oscillator. But those are usually the 2 plugins that I use the most for my leads. BlockDude3456 asks, hi. Yes. Okay, what they actually asked is, did you get Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon yet? And yes, I did get Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon. However, I'm kinda having a hard time getting through the game because it's hard as shit. So yeah. Belmix asked quite a few questions too. Do you speak Spanish? Yeah, I do. Do you like the gore? No. I'm actually very squeamish when it comes to gore. Where birthed you? And I'm guessing this means where were you born? I was born in New York City. Disaster Strikes asks, I've been around since April when you had around 4K, and I accidentally thought you had 41 subs, so I assumed you were underrated as fuck. My favorite remix is Defy the Legends, and my second favorite was Silver's Rival theme. My question to you is, how did you become a composer of Phoenix Rising? Did you approach them, or did they approach you? Actually, one of my friends, TGH, recommended me to, how do I explain this? He actually showed the head developer my music, and well, the head developer decided to contact me to, you know, compose for them, which of course I freaking took because that's an amazing honor. So yeah, that's kind of how I ended up being a composer for Phoenix Rising. Scott asks, I would like to say congratulations on hitting 10,000 subscribers. Thank you. I freaking love your music and have so far watched one of your streams. Sadly, my time zone is not fit to watch streams, and I want to try to fix that, by the way. Keep on being the awesome dude that you are. Thanks so much for the kind words. And his question is, with Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon currently out now, what are my thoughts on the previous installments from the first 2 gates? And then he has some crazy explanations of all the games, which I will definitely read after, you know, answering this and recording it. To make a long story short, the first 2 are great. The second two are amazing, and I haven't really beat Gates, so I'll have to actually play through that to get an opinion. Now, I'm sorry about the response that, being too short. I will definitely type a more detailed response and reply to your comment, because I do want to keep this short, even though it probably isn't anyway. So Mirage asks, do you plan on making more Undertale remixes? And fuck yes, I do. Hallowed Hero asks, how long did it take you to master the art of music? Well, I wouldn't say I've mastered the art of music, but I have been using FL Studio for about 4 years now, since May of 2011. And before that, I have learned about 3 instruments, or, learned how to play them, and then I kind of just gave up on them afterwards. Like, I've learned how to play the clarinet, I've learned how to play the saxophone, I've learned how to play the guitar, and in 11th grade I tried to learn piano as well. Lance the Trainer asked, favorite genre of music right now? Also, congrats on the 10K, thank you very much. Well, many people who know me know that I am extremely obsessed with drum and bass. Yeah, I've said that word so many times this year that they're probably tired of hearing me say it, so yeah. Daystro Productions asked, what the fuck is a Sonic? Jake Sparta asked, did you have much musical knowledge prior to becoming a remixer, or were you just learning as you went along? Now, in terms of music production, yeah, I was learning as I went along. I have no formal learning of this stuff. I pretty much just screwed around with a bunch of knobs until I figured out what they did. Now, in terms of musical knowledge in general, I have played a few instruments in the past, and at one point in my life, I actually thought I could sing. Let's not go back to those days. Anyway, yeah. Retrospector asks, how did you feel when you hit 10,000 subscribers? Accomplished, depressed, or Mongolian? Definitely Mongolian. Brother Goo YT asked, what was your first shiny, in what main game, where, and where you at the moment? My first shiny was a Tentacool in Route 40 in Pokemon Gold, except I didn't have any Pokeballs to catch it, so I had to kill it off. Yeah. Cole asks, do you play any of the Smash Bros. Series regularly? If so, do you have a main? Do you like fighting games in general, don't care for them, dislike them, or just aren't really familiar with the genre? Well, I do have Smash Bros. 4, I did play Smash Bros. Brawl a lot, never played Melee, and I have played a little bit of Smash 64. Now, whether or not I like them, I do like them a lot, actually. The only problem is I don't really have many people to play with locally, and also when I try to play online, I lag out a lot, so I kinda just gave up on Smash. It's my internet, honestly. Also, if I were to main anything, it'd probably be Captain Falcon, because I seem to do pretty well with Captain Falcon. And yes, I did get destroyed, but not by Electric X. I actually got destroyed by MG Music, who also does music, and you should probably check out his channel. Derp Spy Crab asks, how do you feel about unskippable cutscenes or credits? I hate them. Bram asks, have you ever played Splatoon? It looks like a pretty damn fun game, except I just can't get it at the moment, so I haven't played Splatoon yet, but it does look very interesting. This person, whose name I can't really pronounce, asks, do you like marshmallows? And yes, I do. Marshmallows are the shit. Nerth asks, what's your biggest inspirations for making videos? Usually just listening to other people's music. Which of my remixes are my favorites? That's honestly a tough question. I'm definitely fond of the Temporal Tower remix I made recently, and also the Your Best Friend remix. Those two were very fun to make, and I was very happy with the outcome of those two. Who are my favorite YouTubers? I try to listen to as many remixers' music as I can in the community, and I also watch a lot of technology-based channels like Linus Tech Tips, Austin Evans, people of that community, because I'm actually interested in computer parts, IT stuff, stuff like that. Rexy asked, how long does it take to make a remix? Well, it generally takes me about maybe 7 to 10 hours, like all put together. But in terms of like days, maybe 3 to 5 days or something like that, because I don't really have much to do other than that, so I kind of have a lot of time on my hands currently. Minty Cookie asked, LOL, I literally just subscribed this morning. Well, welcome to the weird dysfunctional family that we have here. Anyway, okay, so random question, cats or dogs? Dogs, bottom line. Sorry, that's basically it. Also, thank you. Trillian asks, when will you learn to end videos properly? I have no idea, honestly. I need someone to teach me.